I need the. Hang on.
What are you doing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know we're recording already, don't you?
I couldn't hear you, so I did a tapping empty.
You know we're recording though, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this. And okay. Anyway, sorry about that because none of you can see that Becky and I are shaking our curly locks like we are in a L'Oreal advert. But we're not. But
anyway,
hello
and welcome
back to
episode
2
of
series 2.
3. No, 2.
Right.
2. Series 2.
Welcome back to episode 2 of series 2 with me, Rhiannon Essex. This is Becky Batchelor.
Me, Becky Batchelor.
Creative Rehab. Always professionals, getting better as we go along, obviously.
Yep.
Hi, love.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. I've had a really nice week.
I know, because you spent some of it with me.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. You've had a really nice week. The weather has been great. You've been away, haven't you?
I have. It was really nice. I had a few days not with anyone else that I live with permanently. And as much as I love them, I can't tell you how glorious that was. It was like the ultimate kind of download.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can kind of put it into words, really. It was just lovely. And I really, really, really needed it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have thought very intensely about everybody for a very long time, and I needed not to do that, and the only way I can do that is if I'm not here. And I really appreciate that you also recognized that in me, that we had both just been parallel. I don't want to be too dramatic about it, but we've just had a lot of stuff going on, and you invited me to Holt for the day where you were staying on holiday, and I jumped at the chance of spending 2 hours there, spent a day with you, drive 2 hours back, but we had such a lovely day, didn't we? We did. We had a really
and we
nice
will
time.
share with you some of the nice things that we did, and we had a lovely lunch, and
we did.
We just mooched and chatted about plans, didn't we, for Creative Rehab, and
it was basically like a walking shopping offsite.
Yeah, but also really nice to not, we speak a lot and we obviously share a lot about our lives together. Sometimes when you're both in, in the deep of the deep at the moment, it's nice to just go, should we just go shopping? Let's just go around all the charity shops, and we laughed, and you don't have to talk about that. It was nice to just not, wasn't it? To just
absolutely
spend the day together. The weather was glorious.
It was
really, really lovely day. So I feel refreshed. I think you had some other lovely visitors as well. So you had a lovely week.
I did. Yeah. I was really lucky.
And
really,
now
really
back
and I feel like I have loads of energy, and my brain is in the right place to sort of then go into pre-uni sort of territory, which is where we are.
I know. Well, we were having interesting conversations about that when I came up to see you, about what is on a uni students list. Because it's 2024. It's not just a saucepan, is it?
No.
It's
it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. I have 2 lists going on my notes page on my phone, one for each child. And yes, it's sort of is so tomorrow, in actual fact, we have the big IKEA HomeSense trip with number 50, because she has now in the right place and decided that is definitely option that she's doing. So
so you're going to Lakeside for that?
We are.
Yeah, because the TK Maxx is great there as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is going to be
epic.
It's going to be really great.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. Excited for them.
Thank you.
It's but we've got a cool episode. It's a bit different today, isn't it?
It is. Yes.
I feel like we're mixing it up to keep you all interested. So what are we doing?
So, we're going to talk about our 5 things. But before we do that, I'm going to bring somebody on.
Da, da, da.
Okay, so obviously last week we spoke about how this week we were going to talk about some goals, or some, rather than goals, what did I call it?
What did we call it? We didn't call it goals.
So I've put like a title on my little phone saying 5 things I'd like to achieve by September 2025.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that sounds weird.
Does it? Yes, I know.
I expected you to say 2024. I don't know why. 2025. Okay.
Anyway, in that vein, I would like to introduce our fabulous producer, who, without her, none of this would be possible. Yada, 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 yada. Marie.
Oh, no. Marie.
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast, Marie.
Well, thank you. I feel really nervous about coming on screen. I don't know how you do it. All the time I'm hidden on the background, and I think, this is fine actually, and now I'm suddenly really, really nervous. You are
you'll be
masters.
Fine. You'll be fine.
You'll be
within minutes. It would just be like we're talking
like we were 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We talk like it's not like we don't talk as a 3 split screen for hours anyway.
I know.
So
and haven't been doing so. Can I just draw your attention to the fact of the time?
I know.
So we've already been chatting for quite a while.
I know.
So we'll be fine.
I know.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm quite good at that.
So yes, we're going to talk about sort of the things that we want to achieve by this time next year. And what I'd really love is that actually we are committing this permanently
out
into
there
a podcast. So it's I was thinking about this as I was jotting mine down. So it's a really good thing to reference. I won't lose it like I tend to when I do this.
It's absolute perfection for me. It's literally like an audible notebook that someone's going to go use.
Exactly.
Love it.
So how do we want to do this? Shall we do one each, or should we do them all?
Let's go one each, because I'm really fascinated. I wonder if we've got any that are the same.
The same.
Ooh.
So, Marie, would you like to go first? Would you like to tell us your first
first one
sort of thing? Yeah, your first thing you'd like to achieve by this time next year.
Okay.
Go.
I have. This is actually number 5 on my list, but I'm going to do this first.
Oh, okay.
I have for a long time have wanted to learn how to DJ, and I've got some decks, and I've had the decks for several years.
Stop it!
People ask, "Have you learnt those yet?" And I could have done so many parties.
Have you ever done it before?
I keep saying, no. I can do it a little bit, but I want to learn how to do it properly. It's digital deck, so it's not vinyl, and that's an art I can't. I'm amazed and in awe of anybody that can do it with that, with vinyl.
That is incredible.
Digital. So that's what I really want to do.
So have you? I'm just going to jump in, and you know that we know people A, that do this, and B, you know that there is a course you can do.
Well, I know there are courses out there, and I do know of we have mutual friends who do it brilliantly, and I'm in awe. And I do know there are courses, but I think it's one of those things where I know that I can do this online to start with, a digital course online. But you know what? It's just doing it. It's just doing it. And every time I sit down to do it, there's a reason to not do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so putting it out there, saying it out loud is like...
Oh my God, I love that. That's so much more exciting than any of mine. Oh my God.
I'm sure it isn't. So there you go.
Really rubbish.
Oh no.
I've gone quite corporate. If my boss... If I worked in an office, said, "Tell me 5 things that you'd want to," I wouldn't have put DJ. But Marie, this time next year, we'll throw a creative rehab party, and you'll DJ.
Yes, yes, a creative rehab party. I even know the outfit. I want great big glasses and a caftan.
Yes,
look at my hands. Not great on a podcast. I'm literally spinning them up and down. I'm so excited because you know the most exciting thing about this is going to be for the next however many weeks. Rihanna, she has to have a name, a DJ name.
I do need a DJ
name. Totally brand the shiz out of you. No, I didn't swear.
I do need a name. Excuse my cough. I've got a bad cough.
Mad for it, Marie.
Mad for it, Marie.
Oh, mad for it, Marie.
Mad for
Someone
it.
suggested,
it's very on topic for Oasis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Odd Mother, which I quite like. Odd Mother.
I quite like that.
Because it's like, I quite like Godmothers, but that's used by someone else.
No, Odd Mother's great.
Derek mentioned
Odd Mother.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Marie, that is a
DJ
I
Reezy.
love that.
And also,
DJ
you know what?
Odd Mother.
If we have not Old Mother.
Well, you could mishear that. That's my only concern.
I can't have that. It would be absolutely right. But if we could have a creative rehab DJ party and our lovely audience, listeners, viewers can come along. We can have an all-nighter rave.
I honestly, I feel like one of the things we talk on here about is about when we overspeak one another and how I am conscious to not overspeak, but I am desperate to tell you what number 3 is on my list.
Go on, you go next then.
Yes,
to learn an instrument. Marie. Oh. I could play the saxophone. That's not what noise a saxophone makes, by the way. We could literally, like, can I play an instrument next to a digital DJ? Does that? I don't know. I feel like there's something.
Yes.
I could do some, like, what are they called? Sound bites and stuff for you.
Yeah.
Marie, I am honestly, I will be so happy in September 2025 when we are chatting about. Do you remember, Marie, when you first said that you were going to be a DJ and now you're like headlining Glastonbury?
Yeah. Can you imagine? And we could go global.
Odd Mother.
We could. Yeah. Sorry, I keep. Yeah.
I love
keep
that.
adjusting my seat because I'm not used to
Odd
being.
Mother.
Yeah, Odd Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Odd Mother.
Great one to start with. Great
Come
one.
on, girls. What are yours?
I'm now looking at my list and trying to find.
Well, my number 3 was that I wanted to learn to play an instrument, because have I told you about? I think I've spoken about my saxophone incident, haven't I, with my dad when I was younger. He doesn't listen to podcasts anymore because I think he got a bit bored. So I can talk about this. Basically, I always wanted to learn the saxophone when I was little. Always. It's the only instrument I wanted to play. And this will make no sense to anyone that doesn't live in Colchester, but there is a music shop on the high street. I think it's Man's Music, which I think is still there.
Music.
And
it's
the saxophones are always in the window. And I was like, oh, just one day really want it. And then I walked past a charity shop and there was a saxophone in the window of the charity shop. I reckon I was about 8 or 9. And I just begged my dad to buy it. I don't even think it was very much money. And he wouldn't buy it for me. And I never learned to play the saxophone. And I have that I've never forgiven him. And I tell him a lot. He knows if he is listening to this, you basically broke my heart when I was 8 years old and I wanted to learn the saxophone. So I'm not saying I'd like to learn the saxophone because I'm not sure. But I think I'm quite instrumental. Like I'm able to like, you know, I know a beat. You know, I remember I've got a good memory. I'm very good at retaining information. I've got long fingers to play the piano. Don't know what instrument, but I would
What about the guitar? Any interest? Like the electric guitar?
I think I'm more of a blower.
Okay.
What's that classed as? Horns?
Brass?
No, is it wind?
Woodwind.
I don't know. I want
all of those.
Not even learn to like. I just would like to. My hobbies and my spare time, I always go to like creativity to the level that I know it as like a craft, whether I'm drawing or making but music is creativity.
Oh,
and
100%.
I've never branched into that. So either that or maybe some singing lessons, because we all know I have a voice of an angel already, but it just needs a little tweaking. Because I actually, genuinely, I think I've got a really good voice. I don't know that everyone else does, but when I sing sometimes I'm like, God, I am good.
So you don't have to, it doesn't matter. There is, so I used to be in a choir. And okay,
so fun you fact. Can sing. I'll play the instrument. Marie will DJ.
No, I think that bit might be debatable. I like singing.
Okay.
So fun fact, and anyone listening to this, you can Google this, and you too, I'm sure will go away and do that now. Is I was on Come Dine With Me.
Stop.
So with the choir that I was singing in, it's the funniest. Even now, I have people messaging me from just going, oh my God.
Can we find that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going on. Check out Creative Rehab Instagram, because that is going straight on there.
Okay. So, oh dear. So basically, it's an episode where this guy, who was quite a posh chap, who was living in Dedham, in a flat on the high street, and wanted something interesting as an interlude moment. So contacted the church, got in touch with Anthony, who is the choir master there, and he's the organist. He's the most phenomenal guy. And we used to have a choir called the Songbirds. And it wasn't a religious choir. It was separate to that. It was something that was started up by a group of us, mums at the school. And it was just amazing. And something happens to you when you sing. The reverberations and that sort of happen. It does incredible things for your mental health. It is so profound. I can't explain it. Anyway, so we were asked to sing, and we sang. My brain's gone blank. Oh my God. It will come to me.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
The really famous song about
who sang it?
No, it's a hymn. Not Jerusalem. Green and Pleasant Land. And did those in ancient times. What's it called?
Oh gosh.
Is that anyway? Okay, we'll come back to that.
That one.
So we sang that. You're Googling it, aren't you, Anna? I can see the light flashing in your eyes. It is, yeah, you can find it. I will find it and I'll send it to you both. It's hilarious. And yes, we are singing in the interlude of a Come Dine With Me episode.
I love that.
And it's a classic. If you Google Come Dine With Me.
Would you be interested in doing I would love to join a choir. And this isn't on my list, yes. And I know, but when you were just saying about singing, I have two types of regulating myself. So when I'm overwhelmed for whatever reason, whether it be not whatever reason, I go one end or the other. So I either am completely silent in the car, literally silence, don't want anything. I sometimes don't even remember the way I've driven, but probably shouldn't say that on there. But I'm so just focused on driving, or my house music, my garage music, some form of banging dance music is just as loud as safely and legally possible to drive.
Yes.
And I am singing at the top of my voice and it just calms me down. My favourite song to sing is, ironically, I think it's by Beyonce. I thought it was by Rihanna. That would have been cool. Is it Running?
Running,
really loud. Running from myself no more. Yeah, that one. I think I'd like to join a choir. Marie, would you be up for choir joining?
Definitely. I know that singing is good for you. It's on so many levels.
I mean, I had the cancer choir at the shop last year, and I'm in awe of the cancer choir. It's either people who are going through cancer treatment or have supported family members or friends that have gone through cancer treatment, and you can see what it does for them as therapy. And, you know, they don't have to have voices of angels. It's not about that. It's the passion that they have when they're singing that, I think we might have just come up with a new little hobby we can do together, guys. Does anyone want to join our choir? If you do, if you could just drop us a DM at Creative Rehab Pod on Instagram. And listen, I'm happy to start a choir. Let's do it. Wow. It's not on my list. Is it on any of your 2 lists?
No, but I might just add it in as number 6. So it's sort of kind of, I mean, I always feel a bit like this. I don't know about you when I come back from sort of a summer break or a holiday, but it's really got quite a lot of traction this time. We're going to have the mother of all clear outs. Like, so much so that my husband has booked a big chunk of time off of work. And we're going to start at the top of the house. I sort of want to take everything out of each room, everything, and only put back what I want. And I would also say, and this was another one of mine, but it sort of feeds into the same one. I think, and I'm not quite sure what's happened in the last 12 months, but my style has shifted. I've changed. And, you know, what I want in the house and what appeals to me, and also what I want to wear, it's really odd.
I don't think it's odd. I think you're.
But it really has shifted. Really shifted. Like, from being somebody that loves big flowery dresses, and I sort of feel like I couldn't tell you the last time I wore a dress. I'm much more comfortable and happy in something much more simple. And I want to, for the first time in my entire life, sort of shrink my wardrobe. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's never going to be a capsule wardrobe. No. Let me make that quite clear. But I think I really want less, and I really, really want it.
I'm excited for the clear out, but I have one question.
It's not going to involve the dresser. I knew that's where that was going. I'm just going to do this with my laptop. So when you're watching on YouTube, everybody, you can see. So I'm just going to shift the laptop round. So look, that there
is beautiful.
Is my dresser.
That I want to steal every time I go round. I'm literally.
It was a wedding present from my parents.
I don't think, but they would love me to love that. Okay, the dress is staying. I'm excited for you. And I'm also slightly envious because I have that as my number 5. And I find, as we have spoken about previously on episodes, I find that really difficult. So I'm really excited for you to do that, so that maybe I can learn some processes of how to do that.
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
I will document that, and I will film it, actually. And I'm going to share that, because I know a lot of people who feel the same way. Actually, my husband included. So my way of doing things is, if I'm going to do it, I either don't do it at all, or I'm all in. You know, there's no half measures. And all in, as I said, means pull every single item out of the room and clean it from head to toe, or decorate, or whatever it is I'm going to do, and then only put back what I really love.
I would pay so much money for that to happen in my house, for someone to do that for me. But also, I'm going to make a statement on this podcast that I want you to hold me to.
Okay.
I am not buying or taking anything that you are going to get rid of into my house.
I think you might break that.
I'm lying. But I'm just putting it out there, okay, on the podcast. Okay. I'm not winking at all. Because that's, that's going to be amazing for other people to really love your items as well.
Yes, that is the plan. So we're planning a monumental purge, and it's going to be donated, sold, whatever.
Brilliant.
Yes. Anyway, that's my first one.
Well done.
Marie, thank you so much for joining us.
Marie.
You may
go back to behind
and go back to where you are comfortable, which is not. You should be here listening to us.
You should be up front more.
Yes,
I like having 3 on my screen, but
thank you for having me.
May go back to
where you were.
I will come more, and I'd love to come on more.
Please do.
I'm going to treat myself to a proper mic, because I went on enough to you girls about getting a proper mic, and sadly I don't have a proper mic to be on a podcast with you. So next time,
and you'll need a proper mic to DJ. You're DJing.
Yeah,
I know I will. Definitely.
Thank you, Marie.
You're all accountable. Thank you.
Bye, Marie. Oh, that was nice to have Marie with us.
I know, wasn't that nice?
She should come on more often. We'll
totally
get her on
agree.
the screen more. And I know that that's difficult because when you're listening to a podcast, you're not on the screen. But we are going to put some stuff on YouTube, aren't we? So that you can all see us, because we have a lot of visual fun too, as well as audio. But yes, thank you to Marie. So shall we continue with our 5 things? So
I've done obviously my one. You do the next one.
Okay.
So you do number 2.
So my next one is going to lead into an episode that we're going to do at some point in the future. So I won't go into too much detail, but I want to kind of just let you know where I'm going. So what I would like to do, not even by next September, but something that I want to start this September, is to get myself into a different headspace with regards to health, food, exercise, lifestyle, just well-being. Because I'm not saying, I don't want to get into diet culture, losing weight. I'm not talking about that, but I want to be healthier. But I've also discussed with you and others not on the podcast that I find that really challenging, and I'm learning as I go along that actually there are reasons why I find certain parts of that quite difficult. So I'm excited to not for me personally, this is always my personal experience. I'm not dissing anything, because things work for some people, but for me, it's definitely a shift that needs to happen in my mentality rather than just a quick fix. So that is what from now, like literally from now, I've made that decision. This is the change. I'm not going on a diet. I'm not calorie counting. I'm not doing anything like that. But I want to eat things that make me feel good. I want to feel healthier in myself. I want to have a look at how I can maybe tap into a bit more. Sure, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it like mindfulness, because I've never really been able to meditate, never been able to really do yoga. I can't, my brain doesn't switch off at any point in 24 hours. So I've really struggled with that. But I want to slow down, take a minute, prepare, and really just make some changes. And I think that there are a lot of people who I've spoken to in the shop and who are friends of mine, who are in my networks, that are actually of an age, and they're getting to that point where, they don't want to join a slimming class, or they don't want to go on a fad diet or take medication or do this. They want to know, how can I make this change, and why do I find it so difficult to make those changes?
Can't I do it?
Why can't I do it?
Why is it every day or every Monday morning I say to myself, right, today it's going to be different, and beat myself up constantly? Well, this, as you alluded to, we've spoken about this and decided that we want almost an entire episode dedicated to this.
Absolutely.
I think it's such a huge topic, and is really very something that within the neurodivergent community is kind of an issue, a huge issue, and seems to be something that so many people significantly struggle with. And I think, as I said to you, I feel like I've had some real headway in that department for the first time in my life in the last 12 months.
So I think that's why we decided that it will be nice to do as an episode, because but for me, it's a big thing to put it out there to say, I get that. And actually it's probably, the first time in my life that I'm doing it for, just because I want to feel better in all areas of my my life. So that I'm putting out there that by next year, I'm not saying I'm going to have lost weight, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to be in a place where my temple body is in a healthier space. So that's my one. How about you? What are you on to next?
So obviously I had to write mine down. Now I've got to go back to it because I've lost it. So my next one is
oh my gosh, there's a clearing of the throat.
There is a clearing of the throat.
Okay.
Home projects. Now, the type of house we live in, it's old, and it's literally, I could go on and on. I mean, honestly, my list of home projects could be be longer than my kids' lists for university, honestly.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm telling you, that's a lot. However, what I've done is I've highlighted, rather than becoming overwhelmed, as I do, with looking around me thinking, oh my God, that really needs doing. I must do that. When am I going to do that? And constantly, I've just picked 3. I've picked 3 things that I want to try and tackle.
Okay.
And at least start and find a way of finishing by this time next year. So, sorry, this isn't this is quite dull, probably.
No.
Anyway,
no. It's not dull.
Not the best content, but I will.
It will be, though, because other people are relating to this.
Well,
number
windows.
1. Yep.
Windows. We have shocking windows. They're not that old, but the people that lived here before us installed them, and they are not the best. And anyway, they need some attention. Really, in an ideal world, I'd like to replace them, but we can't. So they need some real attention, not just the windows in the house, but also our conservatory. I mean, that really needs some attention. And actually, that is going to happen and has to happen by a professional in the next couple of months. Yeah, because that requires, they're so bad, a carpenter to come in and slice them out.
Oh, gosh.
And yeah, it's quite a big job. Anyway, we've also got, not only that, because they're wooden windows, that needs doing, but as well as that, we've got, again, they're about 25 years old, I reckon. Most of the double glazing units in the windows all need replacing as well. They've all sort of, a lot of them have furred over, blown. Yeah. So again, that's top of my list. Soft furnishings is the second one. So how long have we been here? Nearly 15 years. And the curtains in our sitting room, I have been verbalizing I'm going to replace or make new ones, basically, for I don't know how long, probably since we've been here, but I haven't. But this year, Rihanna, I'm saying it here now, I am going to make new curtains and blinds for my sitting room.
Yes.
It's happening.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
The last thing is I'm going to finally redecorate our downstairs toilet, which has been half one colour and half another colour, which sort of ran out of paint half.
I've never noticed that.
Have you not? Oh my God, it's shocking. It's shocking. And I've never the bottom half is another colour as well, because I'm sort of like using up a tester pot of a colour I think I'd like. I've bought the paint. It's outside. It's been there for like 18 months. I just haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
Anyway, that is the other thing. That I'm going to say I'm going to do before Christmas.
Excellent. Put it out there.
So yeah, my
accountability.
My top 3 home projects that I hope to have not necessarily completed.
No. It's not about completing it, though, is it? It's about starting it and putting it out there. Yeah, I think that's great.
So there we go. That's that one.
I've done my last one about my health was kind of like 3 in 1, because I also wrote down that I wanted to kind of look into whether I might be able to do some form of like mindfulness, yoga, Pilates, blah, 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 blah. So that was one of mine. So that's, and also I mentioned earlier about tidying. So I'm going to take a bit of a leap from you with your clear out that I want to put it out there that I want to get I just want a bit more structure about that. But my main one that I really want to do is, as well as running the shop, Love Local and the workroom, I also, and I think I've spoken about this on the podcast as well, that I do, or I've started to do kind of like business mentoring, let's say.
Oh, yes.
I really, really love that. It makes me happy. It fills my cup, and I do it. I just love it. And I really want to put more of my time and effort into, one, marketing that I do that, because I don't think a lot of people know that I do, and two, just building up a little bit more of a what should we call it, like just helping more people, so I've got that kind of experience to be able to do it. But I know I've got that experience because all of the feedback that I've had from people that I've done so far has been really positive. But I don't promote it enough. And I really want to do that because that makes me happy. And I know it does, because when I, do events, or when I've got new people coming in the shop, I'm excited to learn about their businesses as much as they're excited to tell me. And I know that's something special. It's not about the money that I can charge to, help people. It's not about that. I just know that the passion I have for it is really helpful for them, but it's also really special for me, because it just does something. So I'm gonna, probably not this year, but I'm gonna start the new calendar year when it's a little bit quieter in retail, putting together some in-person workshops, offering some more one-to-one sessions, because I do it and I have people book it on, but I just don't. It's really hard, isn't it? We've spoken about it before. You don't shout about it because it's yourself, and actually this is the only thing that I sell myself for. Love Local, I sell for 55 on behalf of other people. Selling myself and what I think that I can help them with is that always that little bit of imposter syndrome. So I'm going to really work on that, because I know that I can help people, and I know that I've got that experience that can enable their businesses to grow. Flourish. So that's my one that I'm going to do.
Well, I like that one.
Thanks.
I think that's very positive.
Thanks.
So moving on to another one for me, and in the sort of work sphere. So my last two I could sort of blend into one, actually. I'll do sort of, rather than doing them separately. So work-wise, obviously, as we've talked about before, I do a number of different things. Obviously, I work with Anita, and I run the Umbrella Hub, which is, in case you haven't listened to this before, it is a support hub helping women explore neurodivergence, either for themselves or for a loved one. And it's a huge sort of passion project of mine, something I've wanted to do ever since I was diagnosed at 16, and I love it. Anyway, but
so do
I am fully aware that I think for it to grow, the only way that can happen is to bring more people on. And we have a plan to do that. We've got a few people that have expressed a massive interest to be a bigger part of it. And that's happening this month. So that's really exciting. And then further still, I think, to kind of move forward and basically see other people do what we're doing and be a part of it and run some of the things. That's the way it can grow, in my opinion, is to be able to see other people running some of the workshops and fundamentally spreading the word and making it bigger, taking on the tasks of doing things like the website and so on and so forth, because we just don't have the time to do that between the two of us. And then
it's not even the time, it's just the manpower of two people. You physically can't do it. I think it's an absolutely brilliant step for that cause. Like I think it's going to be a really, really good decision for you, because that's how it's going to grow, and it needs to grow, because the support you offer people, you can only take it so far when there's two people.
Exactly. And it is a CIC. I don't see it, and nor does Anita, as much as it's something that we've started. I don't see it like I do other parts of my business as mine. I see it as it belongs to everybody. and therefore it feels a really natural thing to do, to allow everybody to be a part of it. And it doesn't earn me any money.
No,
quite the reverse.
Because it fills your cup in other ways, though, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And I wouldn't change that for the world. So if other people can be a part of that, it feels like the natural way to go and sort of progressing in the right direction. And then in other parts of my business, I've written down here, I'd like to increase my income. And I know that sounds really kind of,
I want that one.
I want
too,
to earn some more
because
money.
I know that you and I are in the same situation of we love what we do.
I love what I do.
Absolutely. When we're in it's not even a privileged situation, because it's not, because we've worked hard to be there, but we are both in a situation where we are doing what we absolutely love. But I would quite like to be paid for it.
Yes.
Or just have some form of regular income happening for that.
That needs to be a bigger focus for me.
Yeah.
And now I seem to have, managed to shed quite a lot of my imposter syndrome, and I genuinely can see my own value in something individually within me. I feel like I can properly move forward with that. So whereas I think before I found that quite difficult. So I've always sort of slightly felt I didn't deserve it. And I'm
it's
kind
exactly
of
how I felt about the business
you just
mentoring.
said,
I think that I'm super proud of you for doing that, because I think it's really, no one can shed that feeling from you ever, that you're but when you get there, it's absolutely you should. That's a good one. I like that one.
And in that vein, I had a again, going away, God, I can't tell you how good that was for me, allowed my brain to be released, and I've got some really exciting ideas for Christmas. I know we shouldn't say the C word this early.
We can. We said it in the last episode.
I know.
We can say it,
but
we're
like
in the Burrs. We're in the
Burrs.
We're in the Burrs.
We're in the Burrs. It's the thing is, we have to plan for it. A lot of the planning and the prep is done now for that period of time. And obviously last year I did my bows, and this year I'm going to be doing them again, but bigger and a lot bigger, and changing it up slightly and working with some really cool people. So I'm very excited
about that for you.
So yes,
I am staring at my bow right now.
Are you?
My bow is above my cooker.
Oh,
yep, my Becky Bachelor bow. I think that's great. I think that, when we said we have 5, I feel like mine have kind of gone into each other. The last one I had was about I wrote the phrase balance my time.
Okay.
And that is all I have to say about it, really, because I'm hoping the year will bring me to a point where I can do that better.
Okay.
And I'm learning that. I'm in the midst of the end of the 6 weeks. It's definitely not the right episode for me to be chatting about balancing my time when I'm literally
not.
I literally have no time, because it just outweighed itself. But what I would like to do is to be able to I just would like to be able to compartmentalize the projects that I want to do, and that I don't need to do them. Like, I've got a million things I need to do before Christmas. A million things. I haven't. I've got a million ideas of what things that I want to do. So what I tend to do is I'll design my Canva poster for an event that I'm hopefully doing in December, before I have even mentioned or promoted the event that I've got for Love Local's first birthday, which is in 2 weeks. I need to refocus my brain into going, my time is precious, because I don't have a lot of it spare between family, everything else, that I just need to be able to balance that and then switch off. So this week I've got 4 hours and I know I need to do this for that, for my creativity. I need to be on Canva because I need to be on Canva as much as I need to be on Rightmove. They're my, I don't want to move house, but I do want, that's just the thing. Yes. Calms me down, makes me happy. And Canva does the same, designing things. But I want to manage my time and my brain to not go, oh my God, let's design an Easter poster for an Easter fair that I'm going to do next April when I haven't done something for promotion for something that needs to happen now. Yeah. And that's not just for the business, but that's for, I don't often plan very well.
Right.
So now I'm thinking, I've done, but I probably need to do this for Christmas. And retail was a bit different because I have planned everyone to come in for Christmas, but I always feel like I'm on the back foot for things. And that's what I want to try to get better at, try to be better at going, that's okay. Because if I do that now for Christmas, then that will be done rather than.
Yeah. So planning and then delivering.
Yeah, but balancing my time in the sense of I don't need to do that at 7 a.m. on a school morning when I've just got that thought, because I think, I'll do that because I really want to do it. And then what that does is stress my household out, because I sit and do that for 20 minutes and then we might be running a bit late because I've done that when I need to be able to go, this is this time, this is for this time, and have that clear boundary of split.
Do you do that? Do you have if this is noisy, I apologise. I just needed to readjust myself.
She sat up in her chair, by the way, not like bra or anything.
I didn't readjust my boobs. Do you do that? Lost my train of thought now.
You were going to say, do I do that with planning of my time of when I'm going to do things?
Yeah. So do you have, or have you ever tried to kind of almost block time out in your diary?
No, just do it as it comes. And that's what I made. That's what I'm going to do that's what I'm putting out into the world now, that because if I need to do I need to just be better at saying, this day is for this. I'm good at doing it when I'm in the shop, because when I'm in the shop, I'm the shopkeeper and that's my role. And I like that. And I won't be on my phone and I won't be checking messages. And that is my job. But when I'm at home and I can see something's just come through on my phone and I'm here and I'm with the kids and I can see what it is, I'll reply to it. Or I'll do it there and then. I want to get better at going, no, work finished at 6. I'll pick that up, because nothing's going to be that urgent unless something has drastically physically happened to my shop premises, my family, my friends. Nothing cannot wait.
But the problem is your brain doesn't function like that, doesn't it? So you have to train your brain. So it's sort of another part of your brain that then has to kick in to sort of almost parent that side of your brain.
Hoping, because I had some of my funding for my access to work for my ADHD. So I already have support from an incredible new support worker who's helping me and is honestly changed my life. But I also have the other pot that can help with my mental health. So I do have a pot of money that is able to give me some, I think they call it ADHD coaching. I don't particularly like that terminology because I think it's it's just a broad, give me some ADHD coaching. What I would like to do is for somebody to be able to help me to manage that, so that my brain's never going to switch off. I'm not medicated. No. But what it could do is just refocus in times when I need it.
It's sort of learning techniques, isn't it? Learning techniques to, like you say, train your brain to, a bit like we were talking about with food.
Yeah.
To prioritize.
Because I have completely trained my brain to switch off at night, and I don't want to tempt fate and I'm touching my table because it's made of wood. I never have a problem going to sleep. I can get into bed. Have you ever
had a problem sleeping?
I've had a poor sleep pattern when I was not very well for quite a long period of time and had quite a lot of medication, but it was quite a slow rolling of go to bed at 11, then go to bed at 12, then go to bed at 1, then go to bed at 2, 3, 4, and then you sleep later in the day, because I wasn't. But since having, when I say I go to bed and I go to sleep, I mean, I've got 2 kids that one of them still wakes up in the night, but I mean, I've never not been able to switch off in bed.
Okay.
So I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Nothing,
there you go.
So unless something obviously has happened that's, obviously heightened it, then you wouldn't. Yeah. But on a general night, I have a very strict routine. Do you want to know what my routine is? Because I'm proud of this routine.
Tell me.
I think we've had this conversation about beds before. So I can't have any creases in my bed at all. And I'm talking about like the flat sheet on the mattress. There cannot be a single crease, line, anything in there. Otherwise, I'm not getting in it. I can feel it. It's just not happening. So my lovely husband goes up to bed slightly before me because he then remakes the bed for me and makes sure that the duvet, we'll call it the flat sheet, the fitted sheet is nice and flat.
The fitted sheet, I call it a fitted bottom sheet.
Fitted bottom sheet is completely flat. He also brings me a drink of squash up because I can't drink water in the night. It makes me feel sick. I can drink water in the day, but I can't drink it at night. Bad for my teeth, I know, but so he brings me up a glass of squash. We always watch something in bed because we've got a TV in our wardrobe. We don't watch it any other time. It's literally in the wardrobe. And it will be something like some comedy. We love Motherland. We love Friday Night Dinner. We love The Inbetweeners. We love like stuff that is just ridiculously silly funny that you can just go to bed on. Watch one of those episodes, turn the light out, and I'm asleep. Done.
Because it's quietened your brain. I'm the same. Everybody says don't have a TV in your room, don't watch it before you go to sleep. It is the opposite for me.
Absolutely the same.
It stops this going
because then I'm just thinking about that episode, and then sometimes I'll fall asleep or I'll feel really tired like towards the end of it. Sometimes I'll fall asleep during it.
Yeah, I set the timer.
Yeah, I mean, I can watch, I mean, we do love a detective kind of, I like the real ones, like Catch a Copper and things like that. I could watch one of them, or like a murder investigation program. I could watch one of them before I go to bed and go to sleep. Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's not it's not the program. It's the moment before that where you're not thinking about everything that's happened in the day. And I think that if I could learn some techniques in the daytime, that when I leave the shop, if I close at 5:00, is there something I could do on my journey home that would then switch me off, but also I need to learn to not tap back into that when I get home. What I have done, or what my lovely support has done, has set me up with a business WhatsApp number. So none of the people from Love Local can contact me on my personal WhatsApp. So I have a business WhatsApp on my phone, which I can silence when I leave the shop.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I have to pay for it as a second number, but I think it's like £4 a month, something silly like that. But that means that because I don't have a problem with people, I'm not saying that people have caused me problems by WhatsApping me, because obviously we all have different lives and people WhatsApp and communicate at different times. You and I are in an early, like there is not many people that are replying at 6:30 apart from us.
Apart from me.
That's but I don't want to reply to work stuff then. No. But I also absolutely don't want a WhatsApp at 10:30 p.m. at night. Where
that's so healthy that you have, like you say, you're then introducing systems that have worked elsewhere into your work life. So that's absolutely genius.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by balancing my time. I don't mean like, I'm a mum here, or I'm a wife here, or I just mean that then I have to be able to effective. Excellent. So that's it. I think that's my 5. So I will see you in September 2025.
And we can do a little recap this time next year of where we're at.
Come on with her DJ decks and do a background music.
I know we're quite interesting. I mean,
she's not going to come back on because she's obviously behind the scenes as a producer. But what do you think her genre would be?
Oh,
because you and I are classically house music.
What would her genre be? I don't know. I want to sort of say a little bit of 90s
techno.
No, I was going to go indie type. I feel like she could be 90s indie, but so
I'm thinking like
she's a bit younger than me.
I feel very old. What's it called? Is it electric music something or other, disco? EMD, is it?
Don't know.
That
Don't know.
Drug, I'm not sure. So not cool.
I think we need to really step away from this conversation before we make ourselves.
She's going to be DJing on her deck some pop music. Maybe she will, but we know she can't just pop back on here to say anything, so we're just going to talk about that, and maybe next week we'll find out.
Anyway, of all the things we've talked about, that's definitely my favourite. I was properly like,
I know, and we decided to do a whole episode of this because we had too many, and we thought it was going to be. But next week we've got our an episode a bit more about creativity, haven't we? We've done some stuff together creatively that we'll go through and put some visuals up, and we've also got some videos on YouTube now as well, which we'll link through.
Yes, you can follow us on YouTube. You can watch all of this.
Faces, and because we do sometimes forget we're being recorded, and we do a few silly things. Well, I do. A few
you
silly
play
things
with your hair.
I do, because I can see. I like to look at myself, so I see myself quite a lot.
I decided when I came on today, I sort of quite often will do this. I sort of almost could mirror a Cocker Spaniel.
You look like my dog.
Yeah, there you go.
You look like my Labradoodle.
These are my ears.
You'd have won most look like owner for you. You look a little bit like Margot.
I know. It's been said
you'd have won that yesterday. But anyway, so that is the end of episode 2, series 2. Please, as always, wherever you listen to your podcasts, please download your podcasts, like it, share it, review it, rate it, do whatever you want with it. Message us about it. And we would love to hear if you have done your 5 things for next year or for the next 12 months. Send them over to us. Might read some out, or maybe you've been inspired by some of ours that you might want to do some of those as well. But let us know. But that's it for now.
It is. We're going to sign off, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Right.
Ciao. Bye everybody.